All right, we're live. Hello.
We are. Hello, friends. Welcome to the Knit Night podcast. Welcome to those of you who are returning, our friends. Thank you very much for being here. Those of you who are new to the channel, we are just a bunch of friends who are from all different walks of life, all different beliefs even, and we all get along. And we all love to knit and craft. And I just wanted to say hello, join us for our ramblings. This is what we do. My name is Jo Bob. I'm coming to you from my mobile office, which, oh my goodness, it's my car.
Thanks for
Just like many TikTokers.
Like many, oh yeah, no, we're not here to be famous. We're not here to sell you anything. We're not here to promote anything in particular. We're just here to hang out and be friends. So welcome. And please introduce yourselves, ladies, for the people who don't know who you are.
Hi, I'm Liz from Liz Clothier Designs. I live in the desert Southwest where we're at out 108 degrees today. So we are still in summer. It is not fall here yet. So welcome. We're glad everybody's here. And we're already getting comments in the chat. This one's for you, Anne. Why don't you say hi and then respond?
Sorry. Well, I don't want to miss Teresa's introduction.
Oh, yay.
Go for it, Therese.
Go right ahead. It can wait.
Well,
It can wait.
I'm Therese. I live on the thumb coast of Michigan, down by the base of the thumb. That's for you, Morgan, with your I don't have a way to tell you where I live in Wisconsin. We have a mitten. I knit, crochet, cross all the things. That's about it. You know I don't have an intro. Jo Bob. Oh, you already said.
And we've got our friends here, Anne and Morgan. So say hello.
Hello.
One of you.
Hello. All right, I'll go. All right, so I'm Morgan. I live in Wisconsin, and I'm a knitter, crocheter, spinner. Every now and again, I like to do some cross stitch, and lately, I have been an avid reader once again. I was an avid reader when I was a lot younger, but I kind of like once knitting and fiber arts kind of took over, reading kind of went by the wayside. But when I started reading the Corman Strike novels by Robert Galbraith, or aka J.K. Rowling, I have been obsessed. So obsessed that I actually finished the third book in 2 days. So I've now started the fourth today. I've been obsessively following the TV series, so I'll watch the episodes after I read the book, and I'm just in love with it. I've fallen in love again with being an avid reader, so it's been really, really nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
But yeah.
And the amazing Anne Pinkova.
Thanks.
Down to the wire on socks, I believe.
Yes. Very much. Also, thank you, Elle, for the hair thing. And yes, I did find my second sock. It is not currently in my possession, but I know its location, and it will be returned to me.
Oh my.
Anyways, yes, my name is Anne Pinkova. I am part of Politically Incorrect Knitters. I am knitting 2 socks for my life because I have this pair to finish and another pair to do for my own foolish personal Van Gogh Socks and Summer Challenge. And yeah, I knit, very, very rarely crochet, spin, and yeah, I also have a current book obsession. So I Morgan gets into, J.K. Rowling's mysteries, and I'm over here in the depths of Robert E. Howard fandom. But anyways, it's a good time.
And I just say thank you to Olga, who called us overlords in chat. I don't think we've ever been called overlords before, so thank you very much. I don't really think we are, though. We're just, like everybody else, just here to knit and chat and have fun and look forward to another week going by where we're all still able to get together and chat and knit without our government overlords telling us otherwise. So
Do
what
you
you
know
working on, Joe
I have a
Bob?
confession to make.
Uh-oh.
I've never seen or read a Harry Potter anything.
My
I
heart
was
just
waiting for
broke.
the big breath in. It's okay.
Am I still on your Christmas card list?
Always.
Of course, but there's a lot of Harry Potter knitting, Joe. I mean, in
Yes.
series, out of series. Think of the things you could make.
That's true. There are a lot.
Weasley sweaters for everybody.
And clearly I don't know the difference between Lord of the Rings and Star Wars.
That's kind of a
That
big
makes me
difference.
sad, but it's okay. It's
Yeah, but
okay.
they're so different. That's what makes it so.
I don't know what a hobbit is. I don't know who the hobbits are. All I know is the Oompa Loompas.
Oh. Here.
I failed it at my cultural life goals.
That's for you, Joe Bob. That message from Tabitha. She said you're fucking fired in her best Donald Trump voice.
Hey, let me just give you my best wanted dead or alive poster look. Ready? Snapshot this, Tabitha.
Your hair's not orange enough, Joe.
Oh. I don't have an orange wig. I'll have to fix that. Here you go, Tabitha. Wanted dead or alive, Joe Bob.
Amy wants
Yeah,
to know
put me
why
on a
didn't you read it
t-shirt.
in book club.
Peter Capaldi's scowl in there. You got to bring your eyebrows really down low.
She got it. Amy wants to know why you didn't read it when we did it in book club, Joe.
Oh, I have so many books to read. So many books to read.
Well, you know, J.K. Rowling's
Amy,
problematic, so you should probably read them now.
I think I've made a mistake in my first row of this exploration station. I'm just casting on now. Look at me go for all you people who've finished
Yay.
already. Good.
I haven't cast on again. I pulled it out. I have to start over. So.
Oh, okay.
I haven't finished
I got
yet.
Yeah. If I actually got in trouble for how many like knit-alongs and or books I haven't read for book club, like I'm in debt up to my eyeballs. I am in so much trouble.
Oh, okay.
So much.
I think it's referenced.
So little time.
It's Tabitha's preferred books, I think, in book club is what she's referring to.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Hey, everybody who has joined us for chat, welcome. If you're new here, welcome. If you've heard about us recently because of recent events, then hopefully you'll enjoy sitting and knitting and chatting or making dinner or whatever it is you're doing. We're not a traditional podcast. We don't have a format. We just chat. And if it's not for you, it's okay. We totally get that. Move on. Recent events about comments about.
Not for you.
Hey, not every podcast is for everybody, and we totally get that, but you're always welcome.
Everybody's welcome here. Listen, we had Drunk Tomsky last week. Trying to start up some horrible discussion about abortion, which I cut down very quickly because, guys, we're here to knit, we're here to chat, but that heavy stuff gets me down. So, wow.
Hey, Cheryl.
We talk about everything and anything, and we all have different opinions. So
we do.
I shot that one in the leg. Yeah.
Fair enough. I didn't catch last week's episode. I admit.
It was interesting. So
at the end, Tomsky decided to join us. The pirate. I think he found the treasure chest of alcohol.
We do love Tomsky. We do.
He's awesome.
Well, I
Today's
publicly admitted it, so you know it's out there
today
forever.
is about positivity, or being happy about knitting and knitting related things. I found out another knit along I could join. I was very excited because Holly Press Fibers is doing their Baggins birthday now, or if you use
Yeah.
any kind of Tolkien inspired yarn or pattern. And since
Rose
my
out.
stock arm sleeves are in the Mordor Fun Run colorway,
Oh,
I actually
nice.
got to be part of that, so that was nice without having to start a specific project for it. So,
I loved up.
and got my lovely stickers from Ann Pinkova. Thank you.
I got mine
Sharpie.
today. Yay.
Yes.
Yay.
Thank
Very
you.
excited. I'm going to put them on my iPad case, so I'm very excited for that.
Oh, nice.
Amy has her comment for us. Her mean friends make her knit Stephen West patterns. Well, you can knit them out of spite, just like Tabitha does.
Right.
Amy?
And then we can make bets on if you finish.
That's
Oh,
true.
that would be good. Yeah.
She finished
Amy,
the Garter Abyss, though,
Word
and
no
that was
is a
huge.
complete sentence.
So,
Nobody's twisting your arm, my friend.
that's true. So, Joe Bob, which
Yeah, I
did
wish
you
I
finish
had
your other ranunculus yet? Or your green sweater, the one that you were going to be doing for Charlie?
Oh, the Sparse Tricot sweater. I've got it here in the back. Have I? No, maybe I left it at home because I'm only up to the cuffs. So I've done both the sleeves. I'm up to the cuffs, but the kid went to bed before I got there. So I just started thinking if I need to frog it, it's okay. So I just need the darling to try it on, and then we will fully focus on the exploration station. But yeah, Miss Amy's like already almost finished, and I was thinking I saw that she had an issue with stitch counts, and that might have been during the brioche section that she omitted. So I may go with the brioche. I think I'll just wait and see when I get there at that point of the line. I'm just starting. I'm just starting, and I'm even wondering if I've got the right stitch count after 2 rows.
That's how I felt, too.
And I haven't. I'll just
We love
frog that and start again. Frogging
we love you
live on
too,
air.
Amy. We love you too, Amy.
Oh, Ames. Yeah, Amy, who never wants to knit a Stephen West pattern, who's just jumped ahead, full steam ahead, without me. Here we go.
But she wants to
Let's
get
see.
it done, and then she can be done and move on. And if anybody has baby knits, especially toddlers, send them to Amy for the Let Them Live organization. They go to moms who are needing a bit of help on their journey on motherhood. So any help would be grateful for.
Dropping
What
stitches
else?
everywhere. What
So
else
I
has
wish
been
I had it
happening, guys?
Well, I wish I had an extra set of hands so that I could finish some more projects. I'm working on right now my Solomon poncho. I wish I need to have finished the row before I showed it off because, of course, you can't tell all the way. But
oh, that's
yeah,
beautiful.
so we're
pretty.
making progress. This may, I mean, so Cheryl, if you're watching, I'll just apologize ahead of time because this may be the first test knit that I don't actually finish on time, but I'm trying. But yeah, I love this pattern. I wish in the beginning I had paid more attention. It's gonna be a long night if I can't talk. And so I ended up having to rip out and start over like 3 times because I just for whatever reason was not grasping what side to do the cabling on. I kept doing it on the wrong side. So, but yeah, it's now smooth sailing and it's so nice.
And
I can
Morgan,
hear
you're
myself
starting to echo. Yeah.
Yeah, hold on.
That's such a pretty shawl or poncho, I guess. Is that one of her ponchos? Oh, here we go again.
Okay, does that sound better?
Yes.
I just heard myself again.
All right. One by
I
one,
think
jump
I'm
off.
because of the technical difficulties.
Hold
Guys,
on,
I'm
I'll
actually
come
trying
back.
to get out and get back in again, but the live loves me so much it won't even let me opt out. So you're stuck with me until I can work out how to drop out and come back in again. Oh,
I'm not hearing
Liz,
echoing.
can you drop me out?
Yeah.
Anyways,
She's
I said,
gone.
and then I realized I was muted, that the cables on that are absolutely stunning.
They are beautiful. I love them. Oh, Trees went too, so
Hey.
okay. I meant one at a time, but okay. Okay,
Oh, okay, how do I sound now?
you're fine. Let's see how Joe Bob is when she gets back. And then happy knit night. Oh, thank you. We appreciate that. The cables on there are so pretty. Cheryl does the best cables.
Yeah, those were lovely.
Yes, she does.
Where did Joe go again? She came in and left again. So,
But yeah, so I
Morgan, are
have
you
some
looking forward?
progress. Oh,
Are you
sorry, go
looking
ahead.
forward to your sock arm?
I am, and that's why I wish I had two pairs of hands so I could, go a little bit faster so I could feel more confident about starting it soon. Because, yeah, I'm a fair bit of the way through. Well, not really a fair bit of the way, but I'm, getting through the brioche on my
Oh, wow.
exploration station.
Oh, that's
Hold it
beautiful.
real close. And that's the other side.
It's very
So
fall.
I'm wanting to. I know I love it so much. It's gonna be fabulous. So I'm trying to hurry up and get through this so that I'll feel better when I cast on for the sock arm cardigan. But real quick, I want to plug another designer really fast because I haven't been able to show this for a while, and she said that we can show pictures and stuff like that now. So I feel okay about showing this. Have y'all heard of Miss Abigail Knits on Instagram?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so I tested her newest shawl pattern, the Moonbow shawl.
Ooh, that's
And
Ooh. That's lovely.
yeah, it was so much fun to knit, and it went super fast, and I love the way it just drapes around, and it's lovely. So I wanted to finally show that because it's been sitting there for a while, and I'm like, I want to show it. I think the pattern comes out September 1st, I believe. So check that out if y'all like it.
It's very pretty.
Thank you.
Therese, what are you doing? Are you doing the shawl or have you put it in timeout?
Okay, so I don't know what the problem is. Oh, of course, I'm in the middle of a row. Of course. I started the brioche. Everything is fine. Oh, Joe Bob left. I started, so I got all the way down to the brioche part.
Your colors are very striking.
They're very.
They are.
I said if the pink was red, it would look like a pokeball. But I got to the brioche. I did everything that Mr. West, that Andrew Mallory, that Very Pink Knits, that umpteen other people said. Followed everything to the letter. And it looks like crap. It doesn't look like Morgan's. It's not like defined lines enough. I don't know, it just doesn't. There's too much pink in the white. So I don't know what's going on. So I'm thinking about just frogging it right now and just do some garter stripes and carry on.
I haven't gotten there yet, so I'll be trying to learn the brioche when I get there.
It just doesn't look right. Like the colors are too muddied together. And I did everything what they told me, so I don't know.
You know how to do one color, right?
No.
Have you done one color? Oh, okay, never mind. Neither.
Well, you, speaking of lovely Cheryl of the Cable, you could always ask her because she did a Learn to Brioche class at the one retreat. So maybe she
Maybe.
might have some pointers.
Yeah, I followed
Sure.
everybody and they all said the same thing, so I did what everybody said. And it just doesn't look right. It's not enough of like a, you know how brioche looks like a rib,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't
Maybe
look
you don't have enough of it. Maybe you don't have enough of it complete for it to take shape. Because sometimes when you're knit ribbing, you have to get a few rows before it tightens up to where it should be and it looks neater. It could be that.
Yeah, because mine even like Teresa, I'll show you mine again. Because towards the beginning, I almost thought the same thing during the brioche because it kind of looked odd, and I thought, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna like the look of this. I mean, so kind of down here, like it looks kind of weird down there, coming from the color A. So I mean, it looks a little awkward down there, but like as you go, it kind of tightens up. Hold on, I'm not showing this very well.
Yeah, it's hard to show. Like mine looks like the colors are mixing too much. Especially on the one color. The one color looks fine. The dark pink looks fine. It looks like it'll go up straight. But the white looks like there's pink mixed. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep going and see if you're right and then frog it. I mean, what's a couple of days or whatever.
I just know when I do ribbing sometimes until I've got like 4 or 5 rows when it really starts to tighten and look right. You could always do a fisherman's rib instead.
Yeah.
And just do it.
I don't know. I'll keep going for a little while and see if it evens out or not.
So what colorway are you working on now? Or colorways, Anne?
Here. 1 second. I have them in my bag of stuff. I have. That's not it. That one's not it either. I have all of the. So I have sunflowers, which is that buddy
Always
there.
Good.
Pretty.
Always beautiful. And that is the one sock that I actually have with me, not the missing one. So it does knit up very beautifully.
That is pretty.
And then the other one, I think the other one's Starry Night, actually. So
Pretty.
Not to be confused.
So not obscure.
What?
Not obscure ones. Like some of them you said were obscure paintings.
Right. Yeah. Not. It's funny because this is Starry Night, but this is the cafe one, which almost looks more Starry Night.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm not quite sure what that's about, but okay, whatever. But yeah, that's what I'm working, and it's the.
Well, I've been working on my sock arm.
Nice.
Because I can't stop doing stripes, evidently. So
Stripes, whatever.
Which
that's fun.
when you saw it last week, it was gray because I was using the gray yarn, and I had knit my daughter's, and when I used the same printout to knit mine, and when I looked at the sizes, I looked at the wrong numbers, and I was making 2 sizes bigger than I needed it to be. And so I have to frog back the gray, but I just mentally could not deal with the gray at that point. So since I had the purple, I decided to do it in the purple, and I'll save the gray for something else. And I went ahead and did part of the sleeves because sometimes I like to do the sleeves for fit before I finish the body, because sometimes it affects the length of the body, how the sleeves are in the underarm. And so I wanted to do that. So I did half of the sleeves, and then on the top I did a rolled collar. I just did extra rows of ribbing and then folded it under. So it's a little more structure. because I find that I pull on edges and they stretch out. So I'm very excited. I'm back on the body, and then I'll finish the rest of the sleeves and do the button bands. But then I'll do exploration station, and then yeah. So
Very pretty.
I'm excited. Thank you. I
Have
like the
all
purple.
the knitwear ready for fall.
Yeah, that I don't really get, but you know, I'll have to go up to Utah or the mountains to wear it. But we do get. I mean, we will get in the 40s at night. We get in the 30s at night sometimes. So we're not completely different from winter from most people. We just don't get the super cold. So snow is not a big thing in Las Vegas.
Oh, I don't imagine.
Freezing rain, we don't get that much either.
Joe Bob, what are you working on?
Trying to bloody cast on this stupid exploration station.
Whose idea was this?
I'm having difficulties with
Yo-yo?
my phone. Thanks, Amy.
Yo-yo
I
suggested
need to
it.
phone a friend like Amy. Seriously, section 1. Gosh, give me a break.
Joe,
I watched
the
the
same
video
thing
to do
happened to
section
me.
1.
Yes, me too. Because I didn't understand how to pick up because it's like you cast out like you have the 3 that you pick up from the I cord, and then you like randomly have to like pick up and it was just confusing me. And so finally I went and watched the video, and then it made sense.
Yeah, it was the turning before you picked up the last 3
Well,
that got me.
yeah, like I've done plenty of I-cord casts on for shawls, and it's got you doing your I-cord and then picking up the 3 on the side, and then out of nowhere it's flipping you to the wrong side and telling you to knit the 3 cast-on stitches. Well, dude, that's not technically correct for me because they're on the wrong needle. I have to pick them up. I have to pick them up on this side.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So why doesn't it just say pick them up? Pick up the 3 stitches.
I think it's just because the pattern was written. It's one of his earlier patterns, and I think he's improved his terminology and his techniques and how to do it.
Yeah, I think there was just that little step miss where you have to work it out for yourself. And that's
okay,
tight.
you whiners, you absolute whiners.
Yeah,
mine's in
whining.
black.
Oh shoot! Are
Okay,
you
fine.
crazy?
Yes.
Are you out of your ever-loving mind? Are you
Please
out
took
of
it to
your
the next
ever-loving
level.
mind?
I had to do all
Okay,
that
well, that's
nonsense,
what
but in black. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, it's not black and yellow, is it? Because that would be awful. Black and gold, black and yellow. That would be horrible. I think that would be really ugly.
Yeah, you want some kind of baby poop green. Yeah, that's great.
That's a good green.
Yeah.
Actually, I found a photo the other day of myself in the Eagles mascot's arms. I was flying high on love. It was great.
What were you doing in the Eagles mascot's arms?
Right?
Oh, he was in a parade. I was just standing on the sidelines at a parade, and he lifted me up into the air, and I was forever in love with the Eagles after that. I also found a photo of myself with Rudy Giuliani the other day too. Gosh, what does that mean? It depends what year you're seen with him, I guess, whether he was an independent or a Democrat or a Republican. I don't know. But, I've got a great photo of he and I together as well.
You'll probably
What
get
does that all
indicted for
mean?
something now. They probably won't let you into the U.S. now.
That will be interesting.
Chicken Lady's in the chat. Hi, Chicken Lady.
Hey. Hi, Lynn.
I assume we're going to get a new PIK download or code from Chicken Lady soon, Anne?
Yes.
Cool.
Here, I am.
Looks like Kagi's in the chat too.
Maggie's here.
Hi,
Hi,
Kagi.
Hi, Diana. All kinds of people.
I know. People actually are here to spend time with us, and we love it. What happened to Morgan?
Oh, no.
We lost her.
Just got to get through these first few rows, and then I'm sure I'll be steaming ahead. But right now, it's really annoying.
Here.
It's annoying
It's very
me.
easy
The heck
after
out of
the
me.
first part. It's very easy.
It is, but I couldn't just get my mind to wrap around it. And I've done similar ones before, but with stuff I have going on at home and other things, just I was like, nope, I'm gonna wait until I can actually just sit and knit it without screwing it up again.
Okay, golly, I made it past row 2. Let's see if I can just do this next 2 rows. I should be on my way. Looking good.
And if you're participating in the Summer of Murder through Murder Knits chat, coming down to the end of the wire, so
Yeah, that's almost
watch
Whatever
your true
you
crime and get those
do.
pictures in. Yeah. Wait till
And
the
make,
last
and
minute
make
and
sure
get
you
your
put
picture in.
make sure you enter on the 31st, Ann.
On the last
right.
day,
That's right.
That's
enter
right.
only once. There's a really good shot if you do that.
That's all you need
Well,
to win.
You never know.
I've been watching a lot of true crime on Netflix, and I watched a documentary about honor killings with, I think, Amina and Sarah Saeed in the US.
That's so sad.
It was really awful. And it's really sad that right at the end of it, I thought, oh, golly, I've been knitting all this time. I should have photographed myself knitting, watching this horrible documentary. And
All
then
of
I
these
thought,
people
nah,
suffered
leave
for
it to
nothing.
someone else.
I
Leave
watched
it
a
to
very
someone else
interesting
to
one
win
the other
this time.
day about
I'll
a
let
Russian
someone else
professor
win.
who liked to pretend he was Napoleon and cosplays Napoleon and would date students who looked like Josephine who were interested in this. And he ended up murdering his girlfriend and was going to go kill himself dressed as Napoleon, supposedly is what he said when he was caught. But he got a very short sentence for what he did. But yeah, he was known to dress up as Napoleon all the time and thought of himself as Napoleon. And a very famous Russian historian. So I found it very fascinating. Russian true crime is just as awful as what happens in every other country's true crime.
Right, but also real life Napoleon, Josephine left him.
Yeah, well, this girl had issues with him, and I guess none of them were allowed to leave him.
I mean, you know, I can't see why this. Clearly, an ideal couple.
No, don't get any in. According to Amy, she wants to win.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Okay,
I found it very
it's your
fascinating because. So, does anybody have plans for Labor Day? Well, Joe won't be celebrating Labor Day because it's not Labor Day in Australia.
She's not a commie. Duh.
You know what I'll do? I'll go and do my taxes this week. That'll celebrate my Labor Day.
Okay.
Oh,
that
gosh.
doesn't sound like fun.
I've got these big 2 holes. Oh, Amy, I've got big holes like you. I've got a bonus hole, I think. Here, hang on. How many am I supposed to have? 2? I've got 2 big holes, Ames.
You're going to have to
row 7.
discuss that with Mr. West. I'm pretty sure.
I'm steaming ahead now, Ames. Watch out. I'll catch up one day.
I got it.
You might.
But yeah, I'm actually going
You're
to
already in. You're already in the future of Tomorrowland.
Actually, I was watching this amazing podcast the other night. You might know it. Yarn Chicken and SH1T. And the lovely Tara was saying that she's got her yarn for her ranunculus all sorted, but nobody's knitting it at the moment, according to her. I'm sure somebody's knitting it at the moment.
I'm knitting another one. Actually, Therese told me I need to show you this because one of the things I'm making is a Christmas present for my son's girlfriend, and I'm knitting a ranunculus. And her favorite color is neon green.
Ooh.
So this is from
I love that.
Stock Obsessions yarn, and I'm going to hold the two strands of fingering together and make her ranunculus.
Nice.
She loves neon
That's
green.
nice.
So I'll be doing one in the next month or 2. Yeah. She's tiny, so I'm going to do like one size 1 or 2 because she wants it oversized. She likes the oversized colors. So I'm going to be knitting another ranunculus. And,
I'm definitely going to be knitting another one in the future for sure. It's really
Me
good.
too.
did you decide what you're going to do with that chunky yarn, Joe?
With which yarn?
The chunky yarn that was too heavy in your ranunculus?
Oh, no, I definitely want to knit a ranunculus in that. Definitely. I just have to get the right size.
Oh, Amy's
So that one's
commenting about
definite.
your holes.
You know me, girlfriend. You know me.
Senko Farm says you can have as many holes as you want.
I'm going to. I'm sure Stephen approves.
I'm sure.
I'm
Have
positive.
you guys seen his new sweater? I like it, but I don't like the joins on the yoke. It looks messy.
And everybody's saying
What's
it,
that? The
too.
fragmentation?
Yeah, fragmentation station sweater.
Sweater.
Say that
I just
after
stopped
2
to remember if
glasses
it was
of
a
wine.
cardigan or shawl. It's pretty though. I like it. The shawl's pretty. It's just where the joins are. I'm not sure.
Joints. Yep.
But
Well, because I'm
he's got
assuming
another new
that,
one coming out.
like, well, and I'm assuming that those like that like where like the colors are and where the joins are. I mean, I would assume that it's intarsia, but I mean,
It would have to
No,
be.
it's knit flat. It's knit flat and then
I mean,
Oh,
and
they're
then
wedges.
seamed or knitted together. He said.
Here, one
I
moment.
think that's what Neil said.
Oh,
Like the
is it
shawl.
like the
Oh,
vertices?
You're knitting the joints
like-
together? You're not intarsiaing them?
Yeah.
I don't think you're
Is it like-
intarsiaing them. I think Neil said that it was
That's
knitted
weird.
flat, but I
So would
don't
it be
know.
like the opposite? Would it be like the vertices unite, where you're picking up and slipping a stitch over or doubling them up?
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't have the pattern. I just think it's really pretty with the different colors and stuff, but I just don't know
Mhm.
with the joins if it's.
How is the fragmentation station shawl done? Is that intarsia? I would have thought it'd be.
I don't know.
Yeah,
you'd think it'd be the same technique.
Right, because
haven't
lately
made
he just seems to be like whipping out all of these, different sweater patterns
Mhm.
based on shawl patterns he's done, just like copy, paste, move like that.
And then you'll see fragmentation station socks and
Mhm.
fragmentation dog sweater.
Hey, I'm trying to
And-
type it in. I keep misspelling it because I'm just typing station.
See,
Oh,
it's like how the rest of the internet doesn't do your joke. But see, intarsia joints don't have to be sloppy, so I don't know what he's doing. Or maybe
You
it's
do
not
them as wedges.
his who just aren't
You
doing
do them as wedges. You do them as wedges and attach them. I'm not sure how you
Oh.
do that.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Well, there's not many ways to do that, so
Place the fine. Okay.
oh my goodness.
Okay, so you knit the edges together when you do in the wedge,
Yeah.
and then you start the net. You knit them together. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to give any more details because it's a main pattern.
Right.
But,
Fair
so
enough.
it is worked.
But
I think it's
worked flat though.
in the shawl. It is. I think Neil said the pattern. The sweater was knit flat too, but I'm not sure.
Well, it would make.
I don't. He had.
I mean, it would make
It would
sense
be
if it was intarsia, if it was knit flat.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
a great
Have
stash
to by
buster for the
side.
sweater, though, because you could use all different scrap yarns for the yoke.
So is a crocheted blanket, but you don't see me doing it.
Well, did you hear that, Amy? Joe's not doing a crochet blanket. So evidently she's going to have to do some other crochet for your crochet along.
Have a good dinner,
Yeah,
Amy.
a teapot cozy.
Mhm.
Actually, this was a response there, Joe.
Uh-oh, I'm in trouble.
Hey,
Yeah,
if
you will,
Amy-
bitch. Can't make me.
if
What are you going to
Amy
do?
has
Cancel
play
me?
Yeah. if Amy has to play along with all these wacky Stephen West patterns, then Joe, one day you might have to pick up the crochet hook.
Mhm.
Hugh and Tabitha both.
Okay.
You need to
Joel,
I'll
just
do my
crochet,
best.
crochet
just
a
crochet little
It
cup
may not be
cozies
pretty.
yeah, or
for a
dishcloth,
coffee cup.
or yeah.
So
Or a little
I'm
stuffed
not doing a
animal.
dishcloth.
no, they're easy.
I can imagine, Joe, you just going on a tear and making little amigurumi like animals.
Mm-hmm.
That would be amazing.
And I have a, however you say that, anagurumi. I have a beautiful book that I have coveted for about 10 years. And I bought it in an airport bookstore. And I still haven't made a single thing out of it because I don't know how to crochet. That's my answer to all of
Yeah,
that
but
crochet stuff.
amigurumi is only single crochet though. It's only one stitch.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you say it? Amigurumi? AM? Amigurumi. I have a book. I'm gonna find that book, Anne, and hopefully you ladies can help me then make something from that book.
Yeah,
It's little
definitely.
animals, little toys. Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, I used to
So
make
speaking-
Oh
all
my
sorts of
goodness.
things for a while when I was crocheting a lot.
I used to make little octopus figures, and then I made costumes for
Yeah.
them for my friends and their little
Oh,
kids one for Halloween. I made each one of them a little octopus with a different costume, and my son's was Darth Vader, and one was a mummy, and one had a witch hat, and one was a ghost.
so
And
cute.
yeah.
That's
And
cute.
That's really
I gave them
cute.
to them. But speaking of little animals, how's Murray?
Hey.
How's our Murray,
Oh,
Joe?
Murray's great. Yeah, Murray's great. He's out in the paddock. I haven't even talked to him this week. Or last week, really. Last week we went to the ram sale. We went to the National Merino Sheep Show and Ram Sale. And it was an all-day event, and it was amazing. And there were fleeces there, which I put the photos on the hashtag Knit Night Podcast, so you could see them all. There was big Murray's there, and I look at little Murray's face, and I can imagine him as a big boy. But the most exciting thing was that Mills qualified for the Sydney Royal Easter Show next year to do the young judges for merino sheep. So she's going to be judging merino sheep next year. And that is very exciting because she loves sheep.
That's exciting.
Good
Good
for
for
her.
her.
Yeah, so she qualified in that competition, and yeah, I'm very excited for her. So we'll wait for next year, and we'll go. We always go every year, but for her to start learning how to judge sheep, grains, fruit and vegetables, cattle, goats, alpaca, all of that sort of farming invested stuff is really exciting for a young person, because now she gets to, socialize with a lot of older farmers and learn all their tips and advice, and she really listens to them, and she's really enjoying being mentored by people who are a lot older than she is. So it's really nice to see that respect and see her learning all the things.
It's very cool.
It is very cool, so I'm very happy about that.
Is Murray
but yeah,
outside
little
all the
Murray's
time?
fine. Yeah, well, it's warming up now. We actually got bushfires starting now. It's warming up,
Oh,
and it's
no.
really beautiful spring weather. Yeah, so no, he's outside and he's weaned off his bottle now. He's just having pellets and grass.
Nice.
Someone's got
Yeah,
a
he's
question
doing
on the
really well.
program. Joe, somebody's got a question on the judging. Is it like
I
a
don't know what a
FFA?
FFA. I don't know what FFA stands for. I'm sorry, but yeah, it's all to do with the Royal Agricultural Show Societies.
See, FFA
So I'm
means
sorry, I
Future
don't know what that
Farmers
is.
of
What it is,
America.
Oh, that's right, future farmers. I couldn't think of the first word.
yeah, it is, and it's really mostly to get the kids involved in, being judges. It's like sport when you have a coach, when you have the kids coaching programs where they've learned the sport and then they're learning how to coach or how to referee and umpire. So I think it's for children it's for young people who are 17 to 25. So they usually get involved in it during school programs like agricultural primary. And then there are all sorts of people who are competing, people who are actually working on properties and farms, people working for agricultural companies, cropping companies. Yeah, so it is. It's like a future farming initiative. Yeah, I think
Very
it's really
cool.
good. It
And
is
very
very
useful.
cool. Well, I think it's very interesting, and it's very funny that, you know, one of my kids is a complete vegetarian, almost vegan, and the other one wants to be a farmer of animals. So it's yeah, one's more into environmental science and one's into agricultural science and management. So I think it's really good that my two girls are interested in both things.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
So Morgan, do you have any other test knits coming down for you?
So well, there's the test net with Neil, but I know, you know, we're kind of like, you know, just whenever we get around to it. There's not like a hard deadline for it, so I'm hoping to get back to that pretty soon, because I want to, you know, tackle it, because I've been having difficulties with it, and I think it's just me not quite understanding what I'm doing, so I'm determined to figure it out. I'm not going to give up on it. But I also have a commission that a friend of mine kind of asked me to do, and it's for a blanket. And I've been really kind of not, I mean, I've been doing squares. So it's basically like a paw print motif, and then, you know, I'm making it, you know, into a square that I'll later, you know, I'll attach and everything. And it's a fun project, but I find myself already kind of semi regretting it, like just a tiny bit, just because it's like one of those things where I've kind of like committed myself to too many things, and because I only have two, you know, because we only have two hands, it's like, oh no. And so,
What have I
you know,
done?
right, like why do I do this to myself every single time? But you know, she's you know, she's very understanding. We've known each other a while, so I don't think she's like, you know, I don't think she's gonna be like, you know, pounding on my door, being like, where's my
Right.
blanket? So, but it is a paid venture, so I'm kind of like, okay, I should probably get it done sooner rather than later.
Right. Yes, that means it's a top priority, but
right. So yeah, so that's why I'm trying to kind of get through these things, because I know I need to cast on my sock arm cardigan at some point, and I'm already thinking like, yeah, I'm supposed to be hosting this knit-along, and I'm gonna be like really.
But you
really
can do it whenever, though. That's
Worry
the
about
great
it.
thing.
Well,
It's your time scale,
well, yeah.
your time frame.
Well,
Yeah.
true. Except it's still. I mean,
Anytime.
it might
Anytime
work
in
a little bit
September.
awkward with the. Well, true. I mean, but it's like the person who's supposed to be hosting is like might be the last one who's got it like finished at that point.
yeah,
Oh,
dude.
I've done
Dude,
that.
my ranunculus is
Yeah.
still sitting there, so don't worry about it.
So,
Yeah.
you know.
life
But
happens.
yeah, I know. Yeah, and it's been happening. Which, you know, hasn't been. It's been happening a lot lately.
It be doing. And there it go.
Yeah. Yeah. Constantly. But no, I mean, some of it's good, you know, some of it, you know, you know, it's not all, you know, like, you know, kind of, you know, begrudgingly, you know, going through it. So it's good. I just need to like get maybe some more sleep, and then maybe I'll feel a bit, you know, because like
Yeah.
when you're running on like next to no sleep, you start to just
Mhm.
feel crazy a little
And
bit,
overwhelmed.
and then it's like, well, that, and it's like, I know that I am like generally a semi-sensitive person, and so like I know in my head like, okay, you're not running on much sleep lately, you know, just try to like find your zen. I mean that's why I think I've been getting lost in these books, and I've gone back to like just reading, because I mean it requires some concentration, but it's like it's just a completely different type of thing. And so I think that's why I've been like zoning out like with these books and just doing that. But it's all good. It's all good.
It'll settle down.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Anybody see any new good patterns that they want to knit? Not, immediately, just anything new that just caught their eyes.
Oh, I've got something new. Would you like to see my something new?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I am very, very excited because yesterday morning I received a parcel that I was not expecting, that I didn't know was coming.
Ooh.
You want to see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yesterday I received an envelope and a card, a beautiful card, which I really love. And I'm not sharing, but I'm going to share with you what I got. On one of our earlier chats this year, I said, put your hands up who has forbidden fibre in their stash. Yeah, put your hands up. Who has forbidden fibre in their stash? Hands up.
Yay!
Oh my goodness, I could not believe this. I could not believe this, and I am so excited and I am so grateful. Thank you so much, Tara. Thank you so much.
Oh, that's so
much.
pretty.
That is just amazing. So I didn't know. She's a sneaky little bugger, that chicken lady, that chicken person who puts her food in the freezer all by herself. Oh God, I can't believe she did this. Thank you so much, Tara. It's amazing. So now
so
I
pretty.
have two beautiful skeins. Oh, they are beautiful. They're absolutely my colours, and they're gorgeous. So I've got Fortitude. So it's a Fortitude sock yarn, superwash, 100% superwash merino. That is just beautiful.
All from Murray's relatives.
Both of them. Absolutely stunning.
Murray's cousins overseas.
So that's my happy mail for this week. Look, Amy. Look, Amy. Oh,
I got happy mail.
so that's
I got Shark
amazing.
Week stickers. So that was exciting.
Oh, I have to wait for mine.
Oh,
that is amazing.
They've already arrived in England. I'm very excited for that, but I guess Australia's a little farther.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We'll be here soon then, during next week possibly, or later this week.
That was fun.
So
the
that's amazing.
Really
Thank you.
Capped it off well, I think. It's that little extra that you got after Shark Week that just kind of made it a little bit more fun. And the 1 week was a good time frame, I think, too, because it didn't drag on, and people picked things that they, for the most part, could finish in a week.
Well,
it just ended up being fun.
Don't encourage her because oh, sorry, but I heard Anne's got more plans. Stop encouraging her, Liz.
Oh, I do. I have plans. So Elle said earlier in the comments, how about a break the Break the Curse challenge starting now and ending on Friday the 13th in October to finish a UFO. That's pretty cool.
Ooh.
That is.
I could use that too.
I don't know if I have time for a UFO. I've got the rest of the year planned out mostly.
You're killing me.
I have to. I'm trying to be more like Tabitha and planning my projects. Anne is very organized.
I'm not very organized, but I do have some ideas, and I'm glad everybody liked the party.
It was great.
He says we like Anne's plans.
Good.
We had fun with them. So, yeah, it was nice seeing you guys on last night. It was unexpected live stream.
Yeah, it was
so that
fun.
was fun. It's always good to catch up with you and
It was
DK.
good because I was awake to watch it.
Yeah, most of our
always
live
helps.
streams aren't on, Australian time.
No,
Yeah.
during the wee hours of the morning or at after midnight. Yeah.
Yeah, there was. I was in Romania last summer. It's like everyone's on a live stream. I'm like, that's great. It's 2 in the morning.
It's been a year already since you're in Romania?
Wow.
Yeah, it was last
Holy
summer.
cow.
Well, it's
Crazy.
That's
past
crazy.
then now since
Yeah,
return.
wow.
So
That's right. I didn't think it was so long ago, but it is, didn't it?
indeed it is.
Yeah.
Wow. Time flies in the knitting world.
Oh no, my needle's coming off of the join.
Oh no.
Oh, I hate that.
Ugh.
Are they fixed needles or
No, they're interchangeables.
okay? Well,
I just gotta tighten the
Okay,
point
so
a
that's
little bit
good.
tighter. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean that's annoying, but I've had some break on me before.
Yeah.
Then-
Well,
I
that's happened to me
I did a
too.
couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Happened to me a couple weeks ago. It was very much a bummer.
Heartbreaking is what it
Yeah.
is.
Oh, so there's a train connecting these thoughts. Because it was like I used to have this extra big set of circular needles, and those I bought 2 of those. I think they were like clover or something, and they snapped twice. They were crap. But I have, maybe it wasn't clover, maybe it was like, it was random Joann's extra chunky plastic circular needles. They were not quality. But I have some chunky wool that I was thinking of doing a baby blanket for because there's some, upcoming babies in my family. But do you think that a really like bulky yarn thing is sort of like too heavy for babies?
Nope, not where you live.
No, well, I'm thinking more of a smothering factor than an actual heat factor. I'm
Well,
like, is this too much?
No, but
Should this not
you can always use, but they can always use it as a blanket to put down for the baby to play on.
True.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, I always made heavy blankets when I make baby blankets for people
Okay.
who don't live in the desert.
Sure.
But the parents will decide whether or not, I'm sure they'll have a few different weight blankets and they'll decide depending on how cold it is and how old the baby is what to use. So I'm sure we'll be fine.
Okay.
And if you do it on large needles, it'll be loftier than it would be.
That's true.
If you
It's
make it
pretty
dense.
thick yarn anyways. So, like, I don't know. I don't know, man.
But you want it to be bigger needles. There she is again.
Yay.
Oh, sorry,
Welcome back.
guys. I'm having such a terrible time. I'm not hearing conversations, and that's probably why you're thinking I'm not with it. And I have to keep going out and coming back in. I hope you can hear me okay.
I can hear
Yeah,
you.
we can.
Okay, thanks. I'm so sorry. Just today, for
Okay.
some reason, the data is not playing the game.
Bummer.
Well,
I know, because I miss you guys. We only get to chat once a week and catch up on everything. And I feel like I'm missing out. I'm going to have to actually sit in the audience later and watch it back to hear what you're saying.
Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness.
probably good that you won't see all the
Therese, what, are you
comments. then.
actually working? Yeah, I'll have to read the comments later. Therese, I'm sorry, I've missed so much today. Are you actually working on something besides a black and yellow thing?
Black and yellow thing. Well, that wasn't black and yellow. That exploration, sit in the corner and think about yourself. That
Station.
is
Oh,
not station.
show me the
That
colours.
is not black and yellow. It's black and pink.
Oh, pink. Okay.
Pink, hot pink, hot. Let's see, hot pink. Look, Amy, look.
Oh, that's
Pretty.
beautiful.
It is. It's fun.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then otherwise,
What wedge are you up to?
I'm on the brioche, and it's bad.
She's having brioche.
Oh, sorry, I missed
You
that.
missed that
What
part.
number? Show
I'm
me.
having brioche.
Hold up your fingers. Oh, brioche. Okay, you're up to brioche wedge.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's we'll see.
It's fine. You'll work it out.
We'll see.
You have that lovely crochet shawl you're working on too, right? The linen
I'm
one.
working on those, two of them, the moss stitch crochet shawls. So
Those are
that's
really
it.
pretty.
Until I start the sock arm thing, doohickey.
Have you picked your colors for that one?
Mm-hmm. I wanted to ask Morgan though. I know you said the sock that sock arm pattern, but I'm kind of liking that one that's in that book with the drop shoulders.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
The drop shoulders,
Do
and
that.
then it's like half a sleeve of the striped.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I like the way that one looks a
I
lot.
Yeah,
think
do
that's
that
the one my
one.
daughter's gonna want when I do her the second one.
Do that one, Therese.
But
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
'cause-
that's going to be in with a black vase, and then this very colorful yarn that some little birdie sent me.
oh, glad you like
Mm.
it. Wanted to make sure she participated, so make sure she had striped
She had to,
yarn.
drag me into the insanity.
No, I just wanted you to, have a pick me up.
You needed me to have something else that I'll start and then not finish. I get it.
Perfect.
Isn't that what we do? We've been knitting half the time. Except for Anne, she actually finishes all her socks.
She does.
I'm trying my very hardest. Okay, not my very hardest, but my moderate to severe hardest. It's
So does that mean when you're done with the socks, you're going to go back to your ISOM pattern?
I have to. It's sitting in a pile on the table.
Because they just closed out their ISOM #2 campaign yesterday.
They did. So yeah,
Very cool.
that shawl might have had higher priority than these socks, if I'm being honest. But I didn't. I'm finishing these. So there.
That'll be very cool. I like
And when
that.
is your deadline for your socks?
End of August.
Okay, but you said it was summer, and the end of summer is technically September 20th. So
Yeah.
feel free
But I
to.
said end of August.
Yes, but you should give
Trying to
yourself
give
an
you a
extra
balance.
week because you did Shark Week.
Yeah,
So you
but
should give yourself an extra week to make up for Shark Week.
I ain't no cheater.
Well, yes, but it's your rules. You can change
Here's
them.
my rules. There's
We're
just why
trying to
I can't
help
cheat on
you.
them. I know not only the letter of the law, but the spirit of the law being my own spirit. So I know that it's the end of August and I failed.
I think you're knitting 2 at a time on one circular now, aren't you?
I am, yes.
Because Elle was asking in the chat. Oh wow, 2 or more pair on socks at the same time on one circular. And have you not done this?
I have not. I did think about doing it with these because I have yet another ball of yarn to do, but I just think that'd be too bunched up on this. So I have not done it before. Thought about it, but no.
I have not thought about doing more than 2 pair. That would, the tangling would not.
Yeah, lots
would
of
be an
yarn
issue, but
tangling.
some
And,
people do it though. I mean,
man, can you
can do
imagine
it.
doing
Good for
the
you.
heel round? Not that I don't enjoy making
Yeah.
heels, but it'd be like heel, 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 heel.
Now my nemesis would be cuff, 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 cuff.
Right.
All that ribbing. No.
I was gonna do my sleeves 2 at a time on this for the stripes, but you got to do a sleeve cap first. And by the time I got the sleeve cap done, I just didn't feel like putting them on with the same needle because they're a little wide, and I don't have a cable long enough, I think, to be able to do them until they get down to the bottom. But I know, Anne, didn't you do 2 sleeves at a time once on a cardigan or something?
Yeah.
Was it? It
Yeah,
wasn't difficult, was it?
No, it's just, I mean, if you ever want to try it on, it's, you have your arms pinned back behind you. But no, it's fairly normal. I mean,
I thought about
I
it.
think
but
I might
I
do
didn't.
it
Like a
for.
straight jacket. I'm used to that.
I gotta admit, on the sock arm one, you do the first round of the sleeve in the main color, and then you pick up for the stripes. And by the time you get going, that main row pulls like loose, and it looks really messy. But there's a thing in the pattern that tells you to go back in to tighten it. And then when you tighten it, you get so much extra yarn out of it. It's amazing, but it makes such a difference. It's like all of a sudden it goes from being really messy to being really neat and even. And I was very impressed with that technique because I'd never seen that before. Where you
nice.
go in and tighten all the stitches on the first row. So just thought I'd throw that in there. But I guess a lot of the other knitters are doing their Rhinebeck sweaters already.
Oh, is that time already?
I have never
Yeah.
once in my life made a Rhinebeck sweater. I'll admit it.
Mm-mm.
I thought about going one year,
I
but
think
I would have had to fly cross country and just would have been too much money.
I think Andrea Mowry's tessellated design is going to be a huge hit at Rhinebeck this year. I think that's going to be very popular.
She always has something new for Rhinebeck, doesn't she?
Yeah, usually people like the challenge. What was that last cardigan? Was it a mosaic looking large cardigan? I can't even remember the name of it now. I'm sorry. Was it like a spice cardigan or like a grandpa
yeah,
cardigan?
Yeah. That one was pretty.
Wasn't that the one that was
I'm
all
sorry,
in
I forgot the name
Cycle?
of it. Yeah.
Yeah. She uses Spin
I
Cycle a
forgot the
lot.
name of it. I'm sorry.
Spark was the name of it.
Yeah. Spark cardigan. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I, because I do love me some Les Garçons, and I was watching Max is knitting his own cardigan version, and it looks really, really nice. And then, of course, I watched the Grocery Girls, and Jodie and Tracy were talking about it. I think it's going to be a really popular design that you'll see. But, I mean, isn't it mosaic? So that pretty much means double thickness. So that's going to be a really hot vest or cardigan or jumper. If the weather turns out to be too warm, that's going to be a really bad choice.
Yeah, it's slip stitch. So, yeah, it's going to... I don't know.
The issue is always what is the weather going to be.
Yeah. I don't know. I still
That's
have.
I
true.
thought everyone was going to turn up with knitted pockets. I thought that was going to be the trend, but it looks like the tessellated vest and sweater are going to be the hot favorites. That's my
I know
prediction.
Primrose has a new pattern out. It's really pretty. She does
I haven't looked at the yarns for ages.
Yeah, I still have all that yarn staring up at me for the, Giverny, whatever, which I think was advertised as a Rhinebeck sweater. So I might break the trend. But yeah, I'm like, I have all these socks to make. Like you said, I have the Isom shawl. I have a couple other things, but I'm going out of town for Labor Day weekend. It's always the plan of what do I bring for knitting. But when you're like traveling and stuff, you don't want to be anything complicated, or you don't want to write a pattern or do anything like that. So I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Hoggy says she went in 2010 and it snowed. The year she went to Rhinebeck.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's crazy.
Well, it is upstate New York.
Yeah, the previous
they snow
years
early
I've
sometimes.
watched, people are.
Yeah,
it's crazy. I know, because the
heard
previous ones that I've watched, people have been melting and really, having a hard time showing off their nets.
I always want DK and Ann to go so they can go to that podcaster meetup.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be terrific.
We'd have so much fun. You guys wouldn't even know. I mean, best day ever.
We'll
They'll
have
get
to live
cancelled
stream it.
before it begins. What are you talking about?
We're already canceled. But maybe out there, you can't find the other people who would love your canceledness unless you run up a flag and say, "Hi, we're over here." So my bet, if people even know who we are, because we are, not big beans, but my bet would be that we'd get much more love than hate if generally we were known as conservative population. Then again, I could be totally wrong because somebody screamed in Sockmatician's face. So it is a different kind of crowd, but also where I really don't see people actually fighting us physically. I mean, it's not impossible. There be crazies, but also we're
You and DK are pretty scrappy, though.
yeah,
I think you'd be fine.
I think we'd be good. I wouldn't genuinely be worried in a situation like that.
Mm-mm.
But anyways,
No, I think people would be more, tend to be vocally offended than violent.
right. And
Like,
I mean, also it's kind of like the Eric July thing where people talk smack about him on the internet all the time, and some people are worried about him saying, "Hey, I'm going to be at this convention or that convention," and everybody who talks to him is lovely. So
Mm-hmm.
People
People are brave behind
Yeah.
a keyboard,
they are. And it's sad that people feel any. I just don't understand people who do that. Like, if you don't like something that much, just scroll on by. Why bring it to those levels? I mean, it was like growing up. Therese probably remembers this when the whole Married with Children debacle, when they were that whole campaign not to watch Fox and Married with Children,
Yeah.
and all it did was make Married with Children more popular.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, just don't watch the TV show and change the channel if you don't like it. I don't understand though.
Yeah. We have Wisconsin Sheep and Wool coming up in September, and I've been trying for the past like 3 years to go, and every single time there's always been something that's come up where I wasn't able to go. So I'm like, I told Corey, I'm like, I'm determined. I'm not letting anything stop me from going. Come hell or high water, I'm going. So I'll be kind of curious to see what that's like, because I've heard lots of good things about it. But I was looking at their classes last year, and some of the prices, I was a little bit surprised, especially for like what it was that they were teaching. I was kind of like, that much? I was kind of like, okay. I mean, looks like I won't be taking any classes, but that's all right. With the internet and everything, I kind of enjoy the whole self-taught thing. But and then I was looking at some of the other stuff. I forget like what it was, but they had they had some of the list of the vendors and stuff like that, and some names I recognized, others not so much. So I'm like, well, this would be fun to go and see. We got the sheep shearing. September 7th through the 10th, or 8th through the 10th, I think is what it is this year.
right up.
Yeah, as soon as I find like a catalog or something, I'll send you a message about it, because I really want to go. It's at the Jefferson County Fairgrounds, in
Liz Gannett says
southeast Wisconsin.
she makes a point of checking for mask and jab requirements before you go to these festivals, because a lot of them are all in on that. So you might want to check that before you go.
Yeah, probably. I mean, yeah, because obviously if they're like, oh, yeah, we want a mask and a vaccine thing, I would be like, yeah, no, not going.
No, and it's so stupid. I heard somebody at work today actually say, "Oh, Someone was going to join us, but no, they couldn't because they have COVID. I'm like, hang on. Anyone cares if anyone else has COVID right now? You check specifically? Why? What radio frequency are you on? Why don't you turn it off? Like, how could you even like?
Sick, and that's it.
It's like, this person's still worried about this.
I saw somebody today post something about, I mean, they test like every day for it.
Wow.
Oh, I get a sniffle and they test, or, they cough once and they test. It's ridiculous.
It's crazy. It's like at that point, you love it. You're in love with it. Like, it gives you a little sense of civic service to shove it in other people's faces. So,
well, I do talk about, the like psychology of the fact that, with some things, it's like some people just get emotional payout from stuff. It's like mostly talked about with people who like to play like the victim card. That being a victim for them, gives them an emotional, payout. And I honestly think with some people with the whole COVID thing, like I think they get some kind of emotional payout from it, because otherwise, like we've said, like we don't, I mean, or at least I don't know like why else they would keep going on the way that they are.
Well, I read an article today about the N95 masks are not safe to wear that long because of the chemicals in them. But Liz says people can't quit COVID.
I saw that too.
She says where she works, if test is positive, they say put on a mask and carry on. I know some colleges are requiring it. I don't know about my kids. My daughter's doing her MBA online, so it shouldn't be a problem for her. But I'm sure at some point, if other colleges are doing it, UNLV will require it, which means my son won't go on campus. But we'll have to see. I think people are going to be more likely to stand up against it now, because think of all the court cases that have been won, of all the people who were forced to shut down or were arrested and stuff, who now later won their court cases about the masking. So I think that it's going to be really difficult to enforce the way they did before.
No, I certainly hope so, because it's been over for a while. Everyone knows it's been over for a while, but I do fear the kind of automatic listen to the voice over the overcome, instinct, where it's like, oh, we're doing this again, so we're going to snap to like we did last time. And I don't think anyone's saying, hey guys, this was extremely harmful to a lot of people. People died over this, man. And it was death due to instruction and not so much. I mean, there's deaths due to disease as well, but there is so much
don't care about Grandma Anne.
Yeah, seriously. Just awful, stupid cruelty to people with no thought to consequences. And not only that, but it was very much like, well, we're the good guys for doing this. The TV says, the government says, everybody says, and therefore I'm morally justified. It's just so awful. Anyways.
Yeah. If you can't base an action on just the fact that it's the right thing to do because it's the right thing to do, you have to prove how morally just it is, then it's always questionable to me.
Speaking of, I had gone to finally see Oppenheimer last night.
What do you think of it?
I thought it was fascinating. I mean,
I
would definitely watch it again. I thought it was that good. And it was funny because like Corey and I talked about it like the whole way home. Just I mean, I've seen other films that Christopher Nolan has directed, and so I mean the fact that like this one was so well done didn't really surprise me because it was Christopher Nolan, but it was just very interesting because like in school I don't really remember learning much about him as an individual as I did just the overall general knowledge about the Manhattan Project, and it was just very, very interesting. And some of like the parallels. I don't want to give away spoilers for those who haven't seen it yet, but it's just very interesting how there are some, parallels that I could draw even to, today. And it's just, just learning about his life, learning about, kind of the way he thought. I mean, it was very interesting.
Well, I thought that if they taught in school that people like Oppenheimer and Einstein couldn't do math, that it would be so important to kids like me who were not good at math but weren't dumb, but were made to feel dumb because they couldn't do math, that, people like Oppenheimer and Einstein couldn't do math. If they had taught that, I think it would make a huge difference to a lot of kids out there.
Yeah, me too.
And I didn't know that till I watched the movie.
Yeah, because I remember when you talked about it, Liz, when you went and saw it, I left the theater, thinking sort of the same thing, and so it just was interesting because they both talked about how they hated math, and I'm like, yes, same, but
I think the acting was superb.
Yes, it was definitely. I mean, they had such a great cast, to work with too. And it was good. I guess the only thing, and it was more so like the theater than anything else, but because it was so packed, because the tickets were only $4. So I mean, just people everywhere, and so of course, it's kind of the one thing that like I don't like about going to see a movie anymore, is just the fact that people are just very annoying.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like I'd rather just stay home in the comfort of home and watch, but
Yeah, we saw it in IMAX because my son, that was his one thing he asked for, because he knew there were going to be bomb scenes and he wanted to see the special effects. And so at least in the IMAX, it's less crowded. What was funny though, because this is how old I am, I guess the employees at the theater were all dressed for Barbie. And the guy taking our tickets, I guess, was supposed to be Ken, but he's standing there with a wig and a jacket and a towel. I guess he's supposed to be Ken. And my first thought is he's cosplaying Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and that's his towel. And my husband's like, no, it's Ken from Barbie. I'm like, oh, okay, never mind that.
But he knows where his towel is.
Yes, exactly. And I was like, yeah, he has his towel. But I really liked Oppenheimer. It makes you think. I mean,
yes,
it really makes you think, and just how committed those scientists were and how badly they were treated after the war. Well, because basically the military said, okay, we're done with you now. And
right. And it just was very, interesting how, I mean, just because, Oppenheimer had sort of had a change of heart at the end in terms of, how he felt about, the use of the bomb. And they treated him as if he was some kind of traitor for thinking that way.
Well,
and it was like,
they originally, yeah. But like he said at the beginning, a lot of the scientists were on board was because most of them were Jewish. And
right.
Hitler hated physics because he called it Jewish science.
Yeah.
And they were rebelling against that, so they were building a bomb to.
That's why the Jews have the space lasers, don't you know?
Yeah, but that's the reason why all the scientists were all in, because they were building it to drop on Germany, and when it became that it was going to drop on Japan, it changed everything. Like,
right.
Well, I'm sure Korea thanks them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I would definitely recommend, seeing it. I would probably watch it again, honestly.
I'd watch it just for the costumes and the cars.
Yes. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I read a thing where some of the scientists who consulted on the movie were actual scientists who studied under Oppenheimer and Feynman and Edison, or not Edison, Einstein, and they said Christopher Nolan learned theoretical physics before he made the movie, because that's what he does. Like, he will go in and study the subject. He was making suggestions for them to use for like the formulas on the blackboards and stuff. And it was funny because one of them that he suggested that they use was a very important physical problem, but they had to tell him that it had already been solved by that time in history, so it wouldn't have been on the board. But they said just the fact that he knew about this physics problem that had been unsolvable for years impressed the cast.
Yeah, physics is a very interesting thing. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily have a desire to really learn, but, you know, to each their own, though, you know.
Yeah.
But it is in some ways kind of fascinating to some degree, I think.
Yeah, I was never that great in physics. I took the basic minimum I needed to. My brother was all into physics. My son was big into physics, but it was not for me.
And that's all right.
You guys ready to finish up? Since we decided we weren't going to be overly long today because everybody's tired.
It's been a long day.
And also, I think there might be a knitting horse tomorrow, maybe.
Yes, hopefully. Hopefully. A little bit up in the air, but if not, 5 Central. Be there, be square. Be there and be square, actually. It's a new thing.
Liz, I'm working on a sock arms cardigan. Therese is working on her exploration station. Anne is working on socks, and Morgan is working on Cheryl's Wives Owl Knits new poncho pattern.
And it's so pretty.
I love it.
And Joe Bob was starting. Joe Bob cast on her station shawl, but it wasn't going that well for her. So that's going to be so pretty, and that colorway is really pretty too.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have to take very stylized photos like Tabitha does with hers.
Yes.
Out in nature.
Yes, for sure. Definitely.
So sock arms coming up. End of Summer of Murder. If you're involved in that, get your last true crime in the next couple days. Everybody send good thoughts to Anne so she finishes all her socks before the end of the month.
Yeah.
Nick Pastor.
But she refuses. Oh, wedge 1 done. So there, Joe. You're rocking it.
I know I have.
Taking back because I forgot to increase this. Sometimes you do.
Yeah.
So, thank you everybody for coming.
I'm on Diggory 2.0, the aftermath.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Hopefully.
Does that mean you've started again, Liz, or you've blown it up? I'm not real sure.
Kind of sounds like it. Hopefully she won't have as many sequels as Morgan's Solomon poncho.
Right.
True. That is true.
Because, if I hadn't messed up so many times, I mean, I probably wouldn't be like
started over.
sitting here panicking that like I'm not going to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
Send good thoughts to Liz Ken Knits on her Diggory 2.0.
Yes.
We want her to get that done.
Crossing my fingers.
And watch Morgan's podcast when she drops another episode.
Which will
Tara from Your Own Chicken and Shit just dropped a new episode this weekend.
Yeah.
Anne and DK had a live stream, so if you haven't watched it from last night, I'm sure you can catch it on YouTube now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
Who else has done podcasts? Cheryl did one last week, I think, from Wise Owl Knits.
She did.
Mm-hmm.
Infinity Crochet, I think, Infinity Crafting Co. has a new episode up too, I believe.
Oh,
yes.
I'll have to
Yeah.
And watch our friends because they're all great.
Hmm.
And we love them.
We love you
Thanks
guys
for
too.
coming back for another Monday ramble. That's what we do, evidently. You know, one episode we should do it all from our cars and not tell Joe in advance.
Yes.
We're all homeless.
Yes.
Well, as I joked
That's
before we
good.
started, we should all sit in our cars and do totally uncontroversial things like review the Batman. Nobody would ever get in trouble for something like that.
Never.
That's true.
Never.
I have not watched the Batman. My son and daughter
I
liked
will
it.
restrain my rant because you haven't seen it. I have a lot of
Feel
opinions
free.
about that movie.
Sorry,
Same,
my
though.
Batman is a different Batman, so
So is
I
mine.
can't do Ben Affleck as Batman. I can't do. My Batman is Christian Bale and Michael Keaton. So
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton. Yep. That's the only reason why I watched The Flash was just to see Michael Keaton. That was it. That was the only
you suffered through
reason.
that? Wow.
Yeah, I know. Because I'm like, I want to see Michael Keaton as Batman. That was the only reason. Because I had no interest, in it otherwise. And I just, because I told Corey, I'm like, all right, well, because we went to the theater, again. And, luckily it wasn't too crowded, but I told him, like, I'm just here to see Michael Keaton. That's it. I care about nothing else.
Well, okay, so
Olga says there's the controversy. She's Batman.
I'm Batman. Okay, so I have this terrible thing that I do. So I admit that I'll sometimes be someone who has to like watch a movie or watch a TV series so then I can finish the book. Like for some reason, like if it's Large Dickens or something, there's lots of characters and like this is a little. It's like this is a movie I can get from point to point. But so I mentioned a little bit about being in the Robert E. Howard rabbit hole. So I've been reading all the Solomon Kane books, and there's not many of them. They're all a collection of short stories, and they're so good. They're absolutely incredible. What a man is Solomon Kane. He is a dude. He's quite a dude. I know Liz says that she started reading it, but so we got the movie, which is it's starring James Purefoy, and he is excellent. The movie, big yikes. So I'm sitting there with my brother and I'm watching this film, and I'm like, my boy would never do this. He would not do that. And Max is like, shut up, I'm enjoying this film. And I'm like, I'm just complaining.
You haven't read the book.
Right. You're like, you haven't read the book, Max. And Max is like, okay, I'll read the book. He's like, okay, it sounds like a great book. I'm going to read it. And yeah, he's going to go kill vampires for justice and it's going to be awesome. I'm like, that's right. And, the whole moral conundrums of the movie. I'm like, this is so wrong. I can't believe it. And it was going back and forth the whole time. But the thing is that, okay, if I really enjoy the book, I will zone out during parts of a movie that have nothing to do with the book. And if I do that, that movie disappears, except for like 2 scenes. So it's like, it's gone. Like Casino Royale, I'm like, yeah, I really enjoyed this one. What are these skyscrapers? What? They're fighting in a hallway?
That's my problem reading the Bond books. I love the Bond books. And I read them all years ago. And then when I watched the movie, that's not much at all like the Bond book. It's kind of like, but the book. It's so good. I mean, the movies are good, but they're not the book.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, I'm sorry. Someone told me that James would be here. Where is he? I don't see him. There's this other man. He's running a lot. Good for him. But where's James?
Exactly. I did watch the first 2 episodes of Ahsoka just to see
how
my family
that?
watches it. They all loved it. I was disappointed, but it's very I am woman, hear me roar right now.
Whammon.
All the powerful good guys are women. The only powerful bad guy is a man. I mean, there's more than one powerful bad guy, but the only powerful man is a bad guy. I don't know if that's
Is
going to change or
Hayden
not.
Christensen in it?
Isn't that
He's going to be
Ooh.
Rosario Dawson, who she's a great actress. I don't care for her as Ahsoka. Hopefully, because in that Mandalorian, she just didn't have the physicality for the role, for the fighting. She's a little better in this, but
Yeah, I mean,
I'm kind of disappointed in the things that they're doing because non-Jedis generally are not Padawans. People without the Force are generally not Padawans, but
well, I liked her well enough.
The best
as
part
Leia,
about it, however,
but
the
sorry, go
best
ahead.
part about it is David Tennant. Because yes, David Tennant is in it because
Now
he was the
that
voice of
perks me
Krang,
right up.
the droid in Clone Wars, and I was watching it and hearing him, and he's just his sassy self. And I was thinking of all my daughter, and I looked up all the series that he was in because of course, Doctor Who, Harry Potter,
Good Omens.
Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles, Good Omens. It's like most of the major series, and he's done so much voiceover work for animated shows. He's been in like every major series out there. But he's my favorite thing so far, just because he's the best sassy robot in Star Wars right now. But yeah,
Well,
I was a little disappointed, but I didn't have huge high hopes, so not that disappointed. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I did watch Good Omens season 2.
I haven't watched
and
it yet.
It was a bit disappointing.
Oh.
However, if they don't get a season 3, I'm not going to spoil it, but if they don't get a season 3, Neil Gaiman has promised that he will write the book that is the ending.
Oh my!
Because he and Terry Pratchett.
Oh, Terry Pratchett can't. Yeah, right.
No, but he and Terry Pratchett had planned it out before Terry Pratchett died.
Sure.
How it would end, and so if they
love-
don't get to make a third season, he's going to put the book out. But if they get enough views, they'll make a third season. So
I love Terry Pratchett.
there will
I
not
love
be a fourth
this World
season.
series. I love all of it.
Yeah. So yeah.
I feel like a lot of people don't know
Anything
about
else,
that
guys?
series.
It's a good series. I have to go back and reread it because it's been years.
Because I'll mention it, and people are like, huh? Proper nerds do. They
Yeah.
know what it is.
Yeah.
It's just so funny. That's
He's very funny. And they sat in a hotel room and planned out the second season of Good Omens, the second part.
oh
So
good.
he already know Neil Gaiman. They already know how it will end. It's just a matter of will it end on the screen or will it end in a book. So,
Okay, we'll find out.
exactly. So hopefully everybody will have a good night tonight.
Lots of fingers for that too.
Get rest that we need. And tomorrow's Knitting War, so I'm very excited because that's always a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And can we talk about Joe's mugshot picture?
Oh, did someone do the Photoshop?
Knitter's Wars tomorrow. I believe Tabitha did.
Heck yes.
So, that'll be fun. I'm trying to think of what else is going on. I don't know. The world's the world. I heard there were more fires in Maui, which is terrible. But they did find some of the people, which is good. So,
That's something.
like I heard somebody complaining that why we didn't have boats. The Navy didn't get there fast enough because there's boats at Pearl Harbor, and I'm just thinking, you realize Pearl Harbor's on the Big Island, and Lahaina is on Maui, which is a totally different island. So you have to go from one to the other. So it's not like you can just shoot the boat over there. There's
Pop
kind of
over
distance.
there quick. Right.
Yeah. So, yeah. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you for
Always
having
nice to
me.
see you. Hopefully, Joe Bob will have less technical difficulties next week. As we start to get cooler, she starts to warm up in her part of the world, so she won't be freezing so much from her mobile office. And if we're lucky, she might come in with a new wig. Who knows? You never know, Joe Bob.
You never know.
That's right.
Maybe we can get Neil on with his mullet.
I have a wig off.
Twin-
I have a
yeah.
wig
Thank you guys for coming.
Thanks,
Thank you for
everybody in
having
chat.
us.
Try to get some rest,
Thank
everybody.
You, thank you.
Thanks, everybody in chat, as always. All our new viewers on our YouTube channel, thank you. And all the new followers on Instagram are very welcome. So thank you very much. We appreciate you all. And if you guys have any questions or if anybody wants to be on or, wants to push their podcast or some project they're working on, let us know. We're in different chats and midnightpodcast@gmail.com or our Instagram. Hit us up and we're happy to do that. Yeah.
Right.
So, thanks for coming. Bye,
Awesome,
everybody.
thanks.
Hi, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.